In the last year, I've gotten nearly 500, well, not nearly, not 591 promotional emails from casinos, nearly 600. On average, that's 3 every 2 days. 111 of them were from MGM awards, but rewards. I only got on their email list back in March this year when I reviewed MGM Grand Detroit. Since then, MGM has been emailing me promotional offers on an average of about 6 times a week. That's not counting offers sent in mail flyers to my home. I used to collect mail flyers to take a photo of their stack to show you and maybe analyze how different and similar they were from the different casinos that I've given my address to, but ultimately chose to recycle them. But it was a huge stack, about this high, and even now I get them once per day. And yes, I've gotten them today. I've gotten one today, uh, and so I'll talk about that one. So, what do you do? What do you do with these promotional offers? There's so many. Are they junk? Are they valuable? How do you deal with them? Let me know in the live chat or comment on this video how you deal with getting so many yourself. And in a few minutes, I'll share what I do and we'll compare approaches. I'm always willing to learn a better way of doing things. And of course, I'll be taking your questions because this is a live stream. I'm only saying that because, of course, the people who are live here now know it's a live stream, but you might be watching this after the fact. Hello to you watching this recording. Thank you for being here, and be sure to subscribe for notifications so you can have your questions answered the next time I do one of these. But either way, stick around and I'm sure it'll be of value to you even if you are watching this after the fact. But those of you who are here live, thank you so much. If you have a question, please use hashtag question in your comment, because that's so I can spot your question to me instead of all of the lively chat going back and forth to each other in the live chat by the participants in the live stream. So after all, this is a community video where friends check in on how their slots play and the weather and other things are going lately. And thanks to the other creators of slots channels who are quietly watching my live streams, some not so quietly. I'm glad so many of you have decided to watch. Educating yourself is important, and the gradual passing down of my concepts onto your audience members is how our industry changes and grows. So please enjoy the show. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at john@professorslots.com. And I'd like to offer a special thanks to those that have helped my channel grow so much lately. Why, just last night, my views, comments, and sales shot through the roof. As I mentioned last time, I love helping other slots channels grow too. Again, thank you. Improve your slots performance in 30 days or less with my 30 days to play slots smarter and win. If you go to professorslots.com/30 days, which is here, you'll see a long list of testimonials, satisfied customers, and and the different sections of the course, what each one offers, and you can take a look at all that. The actual sign up is over on this. You click any of this green button at the top or the bottom, and if you go there, you will find this page, which offers the price at the moment, the course curriculum, what's being covered. So full disclosure, what's going to be available, as well as the 3 courses, 3 free items, bonuses that I offer. So go to professorslots.com to learn more about those free bonuses, course content, and testimonials from participants. Lots and lots of satisfied customers. So I want to thank, let's see, I did not open that window. Come on. Do it fast. There it is. I want to thank Chuck for his donation. Very much appreciated. He says in his super chat, "Morning all," and morning, Chuck. And let's see. So mail flyers arriving at your home and emails sent to your inbox, often daily for both, can be an onslaught. At least with emails, it's all digital and not a waste of paper as with mail flyers. From a business perspective, and this will help you understand kind of where all this is coming from, because a lot of your questions about mail flyers and emails being sent to you for promotional offers, it's good to understand what's happening. What's the rules? What's the business perspective? So having a email list is a business asset. I've been informed that if I were to ever sell my email list, which I have no intention of doing, it would be $100 per person. Of course, I have to find a buyer. But I'm not interested in doing that yet. That makes it, you know, what do we used to say back when I was working as an aerospace engineer? So you're telling me that this carry-on device to the I just got a tweet from somebody who's pretty upset with me. Um, and I pointed out the illogic of their statements and that nothing like that to make people mad. But as one of my technicians used to say when I was doing the aerospace engineering job that was made me world famous, world class in that niche field, I gave them a device and I said, carry it with you on the airplane. And he's like, don't check it with luggage. And I said, no. Why not? I said, well, it costs about the price of 2 Mercedes-Benz cars. And that helped him to understand. So my email list is worth more than that. But again, not interested in selling it because I'm interested in contacting you and letting you know about stuff that's happening in the field, that's happening with this or that, the other thing. And I'll talk about my email list a little bit more later. So having an email list is a business asset. I don't know which of you have purchased my book on Amazon, hundreds and hundreds of you. Why not? Because Amazon keeps that contact information as a valuable business asset. They don't give out any of that information to an author of a book available on Amazon. For instance, earlier in the week, it was Amazon's Prime Day, which has been so popular in the last few years, it's now 2 days. Amazon Prime Day is 2 days. Maybe you received an email about it. So email lists aren't uncommon. Being a business owner with my own email list, I've been educated on and follow the strict rules in place, which lots of fly-by-night shady characters break. This live stream isn't about how red flags in emails, where are the red flags in some emails where you can spot scammers, such as not being able to click an unsubscribe link at the bottom of every email because it's just not there. I mean, that's not illegal. That's not legal. And an email just showing up from someplace you've never heard of could be illegal. It depends. The law requests opting in from you rather than opting out. You have to ask for it. You don't, it's not a matter of give it to them, and if they don't like it, that they can stop. The first is legal, the second is illegal. So that means you provide an email. You provided an email, and you check the box agreeing to their terms and conditions and the privacy policy to get emails from that entity. If you haven't and still get those emails, somebody else may have sold their email list with you on it, as they explain they can do in terms and conditions and privacy policy that you did agree to. So one last thing about email lists. A business internet reputation depends on the quality of its list. Bulk email providers can be shut down by authorities if they allow their customers to spam their email lists. So the vendors that provide a method of sending out bulk emails can be shut down if too many of their customers who have each with their own email lists are spammers. And that's how strict it is. So the quality of email lists doesn't stop there. Number of hard bounces, percentage of those being emailed not seeing or not responding in the last 6 months, sometimes in the last 3 months, are characteristic of a high quality email list, as mine is, as are the email lists of casinos. Now, Kevin asked earlier in the show about no longer receiving mail flyers, that they just stop sending them. And this is one of the reasons. If you didn't reply, if you didn't click on a link, if you didn't even open it. Sometimes you can see the email, but you didn't like click on it to open it. Depends on the app, that mail app that you have, the mail software that you have. And so it sends back a signal whether something has been opened or not. And a good quality email, as casinos want to have, means if you didn't respond in 6 months, they put you on the, well, maybe we check back in a year, or just get rid of it entirely. And that is the quality of what's called a clean list. Because when I talked about, if you get $100 per person if you were to sell it, and you've got 10,000, um, people on the list, and that's worth $1 million. Well, hang on, this is a clean list. People who respond within 3 months, at least once every 3 months. All this is part of having a clean list, and casinos have that, and that's what you do. And I try to find, I follow those best practices myself. I'm sure not everybody does, given the emails that I receive. Unfortunately, some business owners like podcasts and stuff, I've never even heard them say, get on my email list for this gift or that thing. And it's no way to run a business, even if they are recreational gambling podcasts. Right. So if you don't want to receive email offers from casinos, click that unsubscribe link at the bottom of any promotional email from them, or don't respond. And after a few months of inactivity, you'll stop receiving them. Mail flyers are just a bit harder to stop. You can't stop casinos from sending them out once they have your home address. But the U.S. Postal Service offers an option for you where they'll block them, so they never get to your mailbox. Casino still sends them, but they never get to your mailbox. So that's an option if you're looking to, save all those trees. But let's say you don't want to stop getting promotional offers by email and through the mail. I'm watching the chat and seeing how things are going, and there's lots of wows out there. So not by what I'm saying, but what they're saying to each other, which is great. So maybe you don't want to stop getting promotional offers by email and through the postal mail. Yet there are so many. What do? The answer is, be picky. Sending so many offers can be overwhelming, but that's what's intended. The point of these emails is to keep you thinking about those casinos. Not only that, but every email is an offer of some kind. It doesn't have to be that way. What casinos do is different from other businesses, such as mine. About 1 in 4 emails from me is about a product I think you might want to consider to improve your slots play. And 4 in 5 emails, 80% of the emails, are some podcast episode where I have a guest, or that ABC Evening News investigative report on a local casino in Pennsylvania, which interviewed me as a slot expert from neighboring Ohio. So a 4-hour interview explained how theoretical payouts, gaming regs, and state-provided returns worked, and how to look for them, what to look for in them. Ended up being me for 8 seconds and a 7-minute investigative report on the evening news for Channel 27 in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. What part did they show? What 8 seconds did they show? They showed the part where I made a joke about being willing to accept a reduced return just for a good buffet. So my one joke in 4 hours was what they used, and it's not like I was surprised by that. So you can see that interview at professorslots.com/ABC27. If you go to my website, just to be clear, and this is all free. See for yourself, as featured on in that ABC Channel 727 news. I won't show it here because it has advertisements, and that's against the rules for me to share. But it's professorslots.com, any page down at the bottom. Almost any page. So 80% of my emails are about keeping you informed about slots related topics, which you've told me, survey says, you want to know about. And 20% are about a product you'd ask me to provide. But if, say, you've purchased my online course, you'll never get asked that again because, duh, you have lifetime access to the course. So there's no second purchase. And unless you want to do it for a friend, but I haven't quite figured out how to, the vendor doesn't quite offer that option. So I'm trying to figure out how to make it available to those that love the course and would like their best friend or family member to take it too, because they can starting to see the differences between their own improved play and somebody who hasn't had the course. So a year ago, I had to switch to a better bulk email provider just to get that feature. It's a more expensive service, but that's what you deserve. My best advice for emails and mail flyer promotions from casinos is to take charge. You don't have to go to every promotion or accept every free play offer. Make choices that matter to you. But I make that sound easy, don't I? Promotional offers are big money for casinos, or can be if done right. One wrong word in that mail flyer, in that email, and 10% of the possible participants will turn down the offer, or only 1% of them, which is still devastating to a casino's promotional event. They want it to be a success, and they will fail on occasion. And sometimes it's because the wrong color was used. It's marketing. There's books on it. What I mean is these promotional offers are designed to convince. It's a high-end marketing tool with big dollars behind doing it right. Colors, what you see first, to get you to what you see second. Mail flyers are easy to open, hard to close, and have odd dimensions so they stick out from the other mail. They might even smell good. Email offers have email offers rather than postal mail flyers, email offers have an enticing, or better yet, an intriguing subject line. There's a difference between enticing and intriguing. The first thing seen by might be in the email, might be animated, like a GIF, but not so big a file that it takes even a second to load. Some with images because same with images because no one will wait for them. I'm not trying to tell you how to make a good bulk email. Even though I know how to, but I'm trying to tell you what you're up against, against a well thought out marketing plan by giants in the marketing industry, casinos, and maybe knowing some of the rules legal businesses must operate under will help you. Yet you decide what you want. They try hard to offer what most are interested in. Do you like a particular performer? Casinos get them and then send it out as a promotional offer. That's why they get that entertainer. It's kind of a chicken and the egg question. Which came first, the idea of a promotional offer or the entertainer? It was the idea of a successful promotional offer every time. And that's it right there. Do you like the promotional offer? Not because of the colors in the offer or because it's free, which won't be one way or another, even if the event is free. That's a general answer. Do you like the promotional offer? But be selective. It's not what they want you to like, because they wouldn't have sent you any of these offers if they didn't think you would want it. It's about what you want. Who are you a fan of? Singers, bands, comedians? Me giving a presentation about how to win at slots, especially at your casino, and then maybe walking around with you? Tell them and check mail flyers afterward to find those you like. Or maybe you want to see a comedian for the first time, or a band, or me. Casinos are real opportunities to see stuff you might not see anywhere else. And if you're higher in tier level, you might get better seats. As a top tier and active player, you might sit next to the general manager of the casino. I have, It was an outdoor festival in Cincinnati, which they love to hold this. It's called the Luminosity event. Lights in the sky synchronized by a live orchestra, award-winning orchestra playing pop tunes. Big crowds. We had, and let me just share what that looks like. Some things I can share, some things I cannot share. There is this is Twitter's going off the hook. Thank you, everybody on Twitter who's enjoying my promoting me. Much appreciated. So so this is me. It's a little dark. I apologize. Might even be some fingerprints on the photo. This is me. I got my little sticker, little lanyard that allows me to get on that bus to take the trip over to the different part of town from downtown. From one part of downtown where the casino is to another part of the downtown, which is where the Luminosity event took place, and that's the drunk bus, and that's me on it. On the way there. On the way back, I don't think I could share a photo of what everybody was doing on the way back, because it wasn't a drunk bus on the way there, but it was on the way back. And new experiences are exciting, and that was a new experience. I just wish I had known a little better. My friend came with me and sat next to me. This is actually, he is taking this photo. My friend from work was taking this photo. Of course, it's at the football game, another event, and it's Twitter's going crazy. Good news for my business. And so yes, this is me, not well lit, free food, free drinks, not actually in the bleachers where it was a demonstration game for the Bengals. It went over to the stadium in Cincinnati from the casino, and it was a pretty good time. And that sort of promotion you might want. On the other hand, you might be a NFL fan, and who knows very well that you sit in seats that are far from the field, and there's snow on them, and you clean the snow off, and that's where you sit shivering in the bleachers. and with great food, gourmet food, and every drink that you might possibly want in a suite owned by the local casino. Apparently that's not how proper NFL fans are supposed to enjoy seeing this. So other events I was invited to and I happened to take a picture of. Here's just a regular dinner. Then this with a show. Then there's this dinner, and this is the menu I took of the picture. It was all quite nice in another casino. This is the Temptations, which at first anniversary celebration. It's a blurry photo, so you can't make out too much. And that's me. And let's see what else we got. Oh yeah. So being promotional offers will often try to use local events. Like they know locals might be fans of the if you have a local football team, baseball team. And so they start giving away promotions of, things for the Bengals. Somebody, was it Jan? Is she here? I know she had some power outage problems. Texas Tootsie. She talked about having just gone to a casino where she got 3 different types of Bluetooth speakers. This is one. This is 2 for me. The other things I've gotten, this bread maker. I got several of them. This is just the best. A little bowl chopper, a corkscrew, automatic corkscrew deal. I had to get rid of this eventually. It's just for wine cooler. I put a lot of Diet Mountain Dew in it because I'm not much of a wine drinker. And then this whole mix thing, which again, not much of a drinker. And then some Tupperware, or rather glass containers. I have a bunch of grills. which I didn't get away. And I think I've mentioned this. This is actually in the shot behind me when I do the uploaded videos. This is we joked with one another. We were all carrying them, and I was talking to a woman in the elevator on the way out. She had one, holding it by the strap, and I had one. And and she looked at me and she said, "So you got your $10,000 chip dip tray?" I'm like, yeah, it's heavy porcelain. Again, more Bengal stuff. Um, a convection oven, the other indoor grill. I got this award with a bunch of coupons for various things as a 7 stars at my local casino, but not because I was a 7 stars. It was because I was in the top 100 gamblers at the casino for like a month, and for that prior month. And so they gave me a whole collection of things in a beautiful case and all of that. Yeah, so that was fun. That was fun. But again, this is about promotions and what you might get. So maybe you like gas cards. I remember during the 2014 gas crisis, getting an offer of free gas cards available to use at one of the major gas stations. It was just too good of an offer to pass up. I went to the casino, walked over to the promotions counter, saw the long line of many, many, many people waiting for their turn to get one. And with all those eyes watching me with various expressions on their face, go to the 7 stars service line with nobody in it, walked immediately to the promotions counter, and I got a stack of 9 $25 gas cards. And true story, I made it out alive. I didn't keep any gas cards for myself, but my family certainly did appreciate them during that gas crisis. This is me giving you examples of my selectiveness to promotional offers and some of my failures. I really didn't need the second and third electronic bread maker. I didn't even need the first one. I prefer kneading my own dough. Thank you very much. But when I make bread, but it's as I mentioned earlier, I received another mail flyer today. It was for right there. Can you read it? John, you have a total of $50 free slots play. This is for a Kentucky casino, which has HHR machines. One of the ones I get. This has just happened to come in today. There's very light resistance on opening it. There's a little bit of stickiness, just a touch, and that's how so it's easy to open. Doesn't have to be ripped open. And then once you open it, it's kind of like flops open. And so that's all designed into it. But if you open it, you get one thing, and then towards the bottom it says your August free offers. You have $20 free play during each period below. Wait, I thought it was $50. Hang on. $25 on the first half of August, $25 in the second half of August, not starting for another 2 weeks. And I received it today. So all that is marketing. Guess you're going to have this and hold on to it for 2 weeks. What? And then there's the whole, well, it's not one trip, it's 2 trips. And, we're talking about the next 6 weeks that you'll have to maybe carry this with you or something, or remember, or keep it in your mind. And that's all marketing. It's why these promotional offers happen. When I went from the bottom tier within Caesar's Rewards to 7 stars, status in 6 weeks, I had a lot to learn fast, not just with winning at slots and why that was a whole thing, but this whole complimentary gift stuff. My brand new to me host even mentioned I should watch out for my monthly rewards booklet arriving in my mailbox within a few weeks. You wouldn't want to miss that, she said. $250 in free play twice a week was special, I guess. It was nearly 10% of my daily bankroll playing high limit slots. Wait, what? That, in fact, wasn't special. You see how this works? Marketing from the top down. So I've shown you some of my pictures of I think there's the pictures I've shown you. Just a couple of my wins, since we're talking about it. $5,000. This one was interesting. Some of these are when I went ahead and used the 5-spin method at a casino where I worked for. A 5-spin method. I've been blamed lately for people don't understand how it exists, and then therefore it doesn't exist. And they're like blaming me, and I'm like, dude, it's been around for 20 years. What are you even talking about? Yeah. It's the internet, right? So yes, and so this is a $5,000 win. One press of the button. This was a $14,000 win. I do apologize for the blurriness of the picture. It was the adrenaline. I couldn't believe it. It wasn't my biggest jackpot up to that point, but it had been a while since I had gotten $14,000. 3 days later, I went to Las Vegas with $4,000 of it, and I learned what not to do, what not to do on the strip at 8 different high limit slots rooms, and I would have to say that it was probably worth more than $4,000 that I wasted. But you learn lessons, and as long as you learn, then the money was well spent. If you don't learn, then it wasn't well spent. $1,200. What is that? $1,800. Do I have more? Yeah, this is me. Anybody want to see me with a beard? So there is me with a beard again, and there me kind of like trying to figure out how to get the light level so you can see me, but not too bright to see behind me. This wasn't a $150,000 win. It was much smaller than that. I think it was either this one, 3,750, or this one. Which I took the picture at the wrong time for that. So this is just some of my wins. But these days, like tomorrow, I'm supposed to, I've scheduled myself to, like, once a month, go to casinos, and always go for the same amount of time. Always try to go to a new to me casino, and always try to take the same amount of money, which is, survey says, what you take. So I try to take, say, for 2 to 3 hours, take $300. And then that way I can compare trip after trip after trip. And I do a casino review, which I've done many of. And so just to show you what works at that casino and what I've found and enjoy. So I wanted to also thank Magpie 11, as usual. Magpie says, "Good morning, winners," and thank you for the $20 tip, $20.33. Very much appreciated. Thank you. And I use it to pay for gas to go to the casino. So let's go through some of the comments. I did ask the question, and well, actually, improve your this button and this button and that button, and yes, there. So improve your slots play in 30 days or less with my 30 days to play Slot Smarter and win. You'll get 3 free valuable bonuses plus 1 month free membership to my, including 1 month free membership to my Slots Enthusiast Growth Network, and where you'll get community support and accountability. Visit professorslots.com/30 days to learn more about the free bonuses, course content, and testimonials for many, many, many satisfied customers. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at some of the comments. If you, how do you deal with an onslaught, a pile of emails, 1 or 2 a day, 7 days, 6 days a week, each, and then twice that because it's coming in through emails, but it's also coming in through the mail, postal mail. So, 2 a day. So it can be a lot. Sorry, I don't mean to blow into the speaker here. So let's see if anybody said anything like that about that. So Fun says, I'd rather have more free play than the casinos spend more on postage to send me a flyer I already get an email. Yeah, I do like the free play. Tickets mailed to me and it nudges me to come back. Yeah, that's the whole point. It's a matter of them trying to figure out what will do that, what will accomplish that. And this casino has sent me $50 in free slots play, which can only be used at 2 different times, and it's an hour away. Doesn't work out well. And so that's an hour there, an hour back, and the second trip is an hour there, an hour back. And how does that compare to $50 in free slot play? Anyway, so Jane says, a flyer today. Native Lights Casino in Oklahoma will match a school supply item, sealed and unopened, in free play by showing your receipt up to $50. Casinos, it's high-end marketing, right? And some of the best high-end marketing is to be sincere. I try to be sincere, and well, I try to be logical, and sometimes logic is a little bit kind of like black and white, and maybe when I'm being black and white, I'm not quite so sincere, but sincerely. In any case, it's great that casinos are social constructs, that they're social entities, that they're trying to make change in society, that they're trying to help educational programs. That goes a long way. If you have a casino that does that sort of thing, it, frankly, it works, because it's what we're talking about. You have a pile of offers in the mail, in your emails, and what grabs your attention? A decent offer, a socially responsible offer. Yeah, yeah, that's a nice one. Thank you for sharing it with us, Jan. And other people are saying a similar school supply donation for free slots play. Great. Question. Does your 2 offers for free play overlap at midnight on the days? Oh, bad. See, now Fun is an expert at this. No, it says, truly, I would have to go there and see if I could maybe pull the free slots play just before midnight, have it in the machine, and then at midnight get the additional $25 so that it would be one trip for $50. see, you guys know, you guys have looked at promotional offers and you're going, now hang on a minute, is there a loophole? I want a car with a loophole. Because they said, well, it's a 3-month entry for winning a car, and you want to. I saw this at the end of the promotion. That wasn't doing anything about it that I was aware of for the first 3 months, but it was right, the day of, and I was talking to one of the hosts, and they said, well, it's $100 per entry. And I thought about it, and I thought, in the last 3 months? And they were like, yeah, I've spent like $10,000, $20,000 here. One more, but but more than that. But I've spent that much, and I'm like, how many entries do I have? And I think it came out to be like 270 something entries. And I thought quickly about how many people would be in the casino that evening, and because I know how many cars are in the parking lot. Roughly, engineering estimates, you can do that sort of thing. And so how many people would be in the casino, and if it was just one person was picked, but turns out it was like 2 people every half hour for 4 hours. So that's 8 people, 10 people, if it's beginning and end of the last hour. And I thought, I got a shot. So I wasn't going to do anything about it, but then I went, and they called my name. And then I found out I had to spin a wheel. which was just like, oh, nobody told me about the spinning wheel. I wouldn't be here if there was been wait a minute. That's what I do for a living. Spin wheels. I'm really good at spinning wheels. Don't think about it, John. Don't think about it. Spin the wheel. And it landed in the entry with the car logo. And little announcer standing next to me was like, you just won a car. And I'm like, yes, I have. And then I tried to sign my signature, and for the first time ever, my signature looked like a doctor wrote it. It was just more adrenaline than I was usually able to handle. So Kevin has a comment. When I started in slots, the offers. Yes, those of you who have been, at this for a while will have seen changes. I have seen changes with the 7 Stars program, and Horseshoe got closed and opened. It was bought by Jack in Cincinnati, and now it's owned by Hard Rock. And so, there's no casino under Caesars close to me, and so I just gave up on the 7 Stars, but also because it was just not what it once was, which I was told when I became a member of 7 Stars in that program, that it wasn't what it once was before that. So it's been kind of like going down for a while, but still, we all love it. So when I started in slots, the offers like free play gifts from Kevin were a factor in deciding when I would go. Now I pretty much ignore the offers and go to the casino when it's best for winning. Yes, and you choose. That's the whole way of handling all this. Understanding that this is a marketing thing, showing colors that evoke emotion. It's all high-end marketing stuff, and so I would suggest that if you're not planning to go to the casino in the next month, don't look at them. Now, you might miss an offer, but if you've been waiting for who is it? There's like other events that I received lately that were a certain singer or whatever. But if you've been waiting for certain people to finally show up, oh look, there's Professor Slots. You might glance through them, I suppose. But if you have no intention and that you don't want to go to the casino because you're on a budget, and you think now is not a good time to go to the casino because your records show that last year was not a good time to go to the casino, you focus on winning, and winning is saving money as much as it is making money. Yeah. Yeah. So last time I didn't tell her until afterwards. I dedicated the show, the live stream, to Magpie. And she had a super spreader experience. We don't need to mention that illness that the world has because I might get dinged by YouTube. But so we talked about last time in the live stream about her choices, being in Las Vegas, looking out the window and seeing 40 casinos. I mean, those of us that were in that meeting, on our group meeting with the Zoom, and we're all looking at each other, we were all like, hey, that would be awesome. And she was just like, no, actually, it's a bit much. And this is this, similar topic today. All those offers are a bit much. And they're all designed to, get you to the casino some way, somehow. 591 email offers to me in the last year. 1.6 offers per day. So my suggestion is be picky. What do you like? What would you like to find out if you like? Realize that going for something free isn't going for something free. There's always a price. It's kind of like we got to kind of make you wait for 20 minutes. But just wander around and do what comes natural. And so, that ends up being $300 you didn't want to spend and hadn't planned on spending, but brought just in case, that sort of thing. And have I been to Biloxi? No, we had last year I went to Louisiana, to the Lake Charles region. Jan might be on. I haven't actually seen her. She had some big storms rolling through Texas. And I went and met her, and we went to Coshada, um, uh, all in one day. Coshada, Delta Downs, which was a real experience. I had never seen such a dead casino. I mean, people were there, but it was like kind of like fair. Nobody, the casino wasn't trying to manipulate us. And I was like, no, 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 please, because I want to manipulate you back. I don't have strategies. I have counter strategies. And so, but they've all upgraded and did a bunch of changes. So that now they're, I'd love to go back and instead we just kind of like, there's nothing here. We're going to leave. And then we went to Golden Nugget. That's where I spent the night. uh, uh, Before flying in, yeah. But I had plans that time to, I went to Missouri, and then I was planning on going to Biloxi, but the person that I was going to go meet, who was going to show me around, got pretty ill. And so that had to be canceled, and we haven't picked it up since then because, yeah, travel expenses being expensive and all that. Yeah. Let's see. Angela says, make the offer worth my time and gas. You're probably going to give it right back. So it's a win-win for all. Right. And some people that are new, I try to talk to both groups of people, people new and people who've been around for a while. So I go back and forth from one live stream to the next to being, speaking to people who are like players cards, to other people who are like players cards. and so you are right, Angela, and thank you for your comment, because now the people who are like just getting into this are like, oh, really? Sandy says, love your channel and content. Thank you. I need to keep more winnings and learn tough love. We all do. It's the major thing. I get these critics who say, you're 100% wrong. And I'm like, on how to use a lockable wallet, I'm 100% wrong. And I'm just like, hyperbole from people who have decided in advance prior to meeting me. What upsets me about a gambling podcaster was he said that, and I'm like, dude, we had breakfast together. What are you talking about? Yes. So let me move my shoulder a little bit there so you can see, here I'm going to point at the like button. And back there is the cat, Curie. And so, yes, glad you caught a cat of it. I was shocked. Of course, I did not. 90%, more than 90%. They told me 99% of people don't take the car because they don't give you the car and money to pay the taxes if you have taxes, but you might. And depending if you keep records and all of that. And so a lot of reasons why my business that I used to work for was don't give car giveaways for this big business that I was working for, because at the company picnic, because it's devastating financially to pay the taxes, to suddenly have that increase. But so I took the cash. It was a $40,000 offer, and 3 weeks later I went out and bought a brand new Jeep Wrangler, because I'm a Jeep Wrangler kind of guy. I'm not a Mercedes-Benz kind of guy. So Steve, getting to the questions. Thanks for all the questions, everybody. Question: one day the slot machine hits on low bets, and then the next time it only hits on higher bets. Is that done on a daily basis, or is that built into the machine? Not to question you, how do you know? Do you only make small bets, or do you only make large bets? Because only making small bets is how you would find out if it was only giving winnings on small bets. But you would have to make like a large bet and a small bet and a large bet and a small bet and a half and half, and then see which one gave you winnings. And you're saying that if you do it, you're implying that you might do it for an hour. And in that first hour, you did that half high bets, half low bets, and you only won on the low bets. But then at another time, you did that and didn't win on the low bets and won on the high bets. Um, that's scientific. And that's statistics, and that's something you can look at and use to your advantage. And but just to, is this happening? It's a little too out there. It might be happening. Are you seeing it happening? Do you have some sort of indication? 10 minutes of low bets, 10 minutes of high bets. Where's the data? Where's the data? Don't show me the data, but I'm saying this is how you find out about that sort of stuff. Yeah, this is how you find out about advantage plays. Well, I play the machine this way, maybe top dollar, and I, try all the combinations equally, and then I look and see which combination actually provides a better return than all the others over time. Well, dude, sell that. Tell people, and people do. They invest a year into playing a single game, all the ways it can be played, and then keep track which way wins more. And it's statistically, out there that the odds are that this way wins and the other doesn't. And again and again and again. And so people sell these advantage plays on particular games to do that one thing, and it works. And that's what advantage plays can be. And then there's a whole market of people scamming other people, and not putting the work in. So you have to sort of evaluate whether or not the person has 8 college degrees or spent the time at slots, and there's red flags. And does their emails have unsubscribe at the bottom, like is legally required? Or I won't have a live stream about how to check emails and know if it's from a sender that and don't click on links, and all these other things. It's the modern world, right? I don't think I really answered your question well, Steve. I didn't tell you what did and did not work. That's something that you can figure out for yourself, and then I would recommend selling it. If it shows do this, not that, and share that data with whoever buys it and say, this is how I know this. So there's combination questions. Okay, thank you, thank you, Paula, for being my moderator. She points out people who haven't asked a hashtag question in their comment. Hi there. Is it okay with you if I use some of your strategies on my slots channel? Typing Professor Slots 5-spin method. Please do. Please do. It would be great if you actually said Professor Slots. If you wanted to just say 5-spin method, that would be fine too, because people search for those things. Go right ahead. This is, I'm sharing this on the internet. If I've had somebody, let's see, I think I'm on TikTok. I started TikTok 22 days ago. I had been on it for a couple of years. When TikTok first came out, I got my username at Professor Slots. And then a year ago, I just happened to check it. I didn't do anything with it, but I happened to check it a year ago, and I saw somebody called at Professor_Slots had stolen my YouTube videos, recorded it, played it and recorded it on their computer with image capturing software and shared it 60-second bits on TikTok. And, that's wrong. You can get in trouble from YouTube for that sort of thing. So, I was worried for them, and I said, that I had to say, take down notice and all of that, inform TikTok that this was happening, because that's not legal, and not even very nice. And then I got an email saying that they're a fan and that they were just trying to help. And I'm like, well, you're still taking it down. or it will be taken down by TikTok. But they did prove the concept. So 22 days ago, I started posting daily on TikTok, and I've had 2.1 million views. Let's see here, quickly check it and see what today's like. I think around noon it would kind of like update for the previous day, which was for me is like an hour ago. So if I go to TikTok and I will see the usual 99 messages of what's happened since the last time I checked it a few hours ago. Yes, so last 28 days, and it is at 2.15 million views. And in the last 28 days, it has been, I mean, just in the last 22 days. I had some views before that. This is just since then. And I've gone from additional 16,600 followers. And these numbers are not what you would see on YouTube. On YouTube, that would actually be a chunk of change. Not that you'd be charged for it. It's something having to do with advertising. But on TikTok, it's like 1,000% less. Whatever the number is, divided by 1,000, and that's basically what happens on what you get on YouTube. So 2 million views is like my getting 200 views on YouTube. So really the things that go crazy, people have been complimenting me on having millions of views on TikTok in the last 3 weeks or so. And actually you need billions of views for it to, I'm glad they're interested in it. I'm happy to share. It's all free, and informing them and helping them to understand. And if you want to share on your channel, there's another one, Slots Ninjas. They use the 5-spin method and say, this is it. They kind of get away from the 5-spin method and say it's the 5-spin method, but I'm not there to police them. I'm nobody's mother telling them, you do it right. But thank you so much for offering to mention my name. I appreciate it. Right. Just to let you know more about the slots industry, YouTube is taking YouTube channels are taking a pretty big hit. Their income is way down. Seriously, this whole year. It has to do with the war. It has to do with inflation. It has to do with gas prices. One of the things, because all that takes away from being able to afford to buy an ad. And so ads are placed on slots channels, but fewer people are doing that. And so the slots channels don't make as much, and it's serious. This is not me talking. This is my accountant talking to me yesterday about his surprise that I've been level on my income on advertising on YouTube. Not that I'm advertising, but other people advertise on my channel, and it's maintained. And he's the CPA of YouTubers. And so he's saying all of his other customers, for which he's an accountant of YouTubers, they're showing like tremendous losses. And so I would say the other slots channels, the one we're all hearing about and the many things, they're desperate. They're desperate. How did I manage to stay even? Well, I'm working 3 times as harder as I was in January. So if none of this had been happening, I'd be like zooming. But as it is, I'm able to maintain because I'm working 2 to 3 times harder than I had been earlier in the year. It's starting to feel like I need a vacation, but you do what you have to do, make it work. And it's lots of fun is explaining to little slot gal kind of how to do it well, and that's great. And yes, so asked again. Yeah, Linda says, I don't even bother reading the email or flyers in the mail unless the offer is at least 2 night comps and $400 plus casino credit. Way to go. Way to go. Yeah, reading everything, it's just like too much. Um, look for what you want, whether it's a, singer or comedian or, you know, free slots play, or they're having a car drawing where you have to spin a wheel. Um, you know, um, yeah, and yeah, go for what you want. Focus. Jan says, I am almost the only person with a mask in any casino or shopping trip. Yes, I Uber now. I gave up my car to continue to support this channel, which is fine because I work from home, and I I now Uber, and the person in the car doesn't wear a mask. I do, and the person who just got out of the car and from the back seat, which where I just sat down, didn't. So it's like walking into a casino. Nobody's wearing a mask, coughing on slot machines, and pushing buttons with their hands and smearing everything. And not that I'm a germaphobe, but it's like there's this very you know virulent strain out there, and be safe. Yeah. Magpie 11 has shared that she is just recovering, and she thinks it was because of the crowds in Las Vegas. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, Angela, you may want to talk to Slots Fun or Wise Virgin. They're in that area, and VT is saying, "Easy Slot, are you here?" Easy Slot was a new person to me. He came to the live stream about 2 times ago, was really offensive, and for that cause, my moderator removed him, as we do all spammers. And later, some of you were informing me, oh, he does attack jobs on slots channels, and I knew then what to expect. Yeah, sorry, he gave away his rights. Question from Richard: better to say 10 spins method now. At some casinos, they catch on to us catching on. I think you've answered that question before. If you want to, but the idea is to stop when you win. So if you're winning on the first bet or second bet, you never get to 10 spins. So it's the 2-spin method at your casino. That's if you're not winning at the 5-spin method, or you're winning only half the time, yeah, you could raise it to 8. Some people like 8. I think Kevin likes 8, and that is another number. I like 5 because it wasn't too little and wasn't too large. It was kind of like the Three Bears. Just right. And so you didn't waste too much money, but you also didn't give it a chance. And so I thought 5 would be best when I figured that out. And when I saw it, but I figured out 5 would work best. People that I was watching, they were all doing like 2 bets. And then I saw some that were like trying harder with 10 bets. And I'm like, I'll go with 5. Marketing, because it's better marketing if you use an odd number. It's true. It's called SEO, search engine optimization. If you use an odd number, it's best, unless you use 10, because it's always top 10, top 10, top 10. So use an odd number. If you have a website or doing any of those things, or you have a slots channel, or if you can't use 10, then use an odd number. It's book after book after book after book of reading and reading and reading and reading. Mary says, do you have an opinion on the best casino rewards programs today? Wow. 7 o'clock Central Time. Is that what you mean? But don't feel the awards are as special to me now. All of them are dropping, and they have been for a long time. It's a question of which ones have dropped the fast. I like certain features about MGM rewards because you don't ever lose status. On the other hand, they switched it so it takes twice as much money to get status. And back in end of the year and beginning of the year, when I was at MGM Grand Detroit, they tried to tell me some of this stuff. It was really hard to get good information because only a few people knew in the casino what had happened, and it was so new. And so I wrote up what they told me that I could verify. So there's some things about that. The local casino, it was run by, it's on the tip of my tongue. It was operated by, it's a very common name. In any case, it got purchased by somebody else who got a different operator. Belterra Park is now operated by Boyd Gaming, and before that they had somebody else. And that somebody else offered a free car lease per year if you got the top tier. That's great, but it's also, if somebody leased a car, they got rid of their own car, and so the next year they had to get to top tier in order to get the lease the next year. Brilliant by the casino. So these people are locked in. Well, get to top tier to get that car because it only lasts a year. New car every year, but you got to make it to the top tier. And it's just like, once the people did, they were kind of like locked in. If I don't do it, I had to buy a car. And so that's pretty darn fascinating. And thank you, Decal. And let's see the last questions. Magpie asks a question. I am considering two strategies. One, focus on one casino and play at different times and denominations, or two, 10 different casinos in the same time frame to gather data. What's your opinion? Okay, so you're talking about the Strip, because who has 10 different casinos? So good question. Let me think it through. One, focus on one casino and play at different times and denominations, or 10 casinos at the same time to gather data. I would recommend both. Compromise. One casino isn't enough. 10 casinos was the problem before, where it was 40. Is 10 still too many? Why don't you consider 3 to 5 casinos at different times? That way you're kind of doing both. In the number one, focus on one casino and play at different times. All your eggs are in one basket. And number two, 10 different casinos at the same time. It's still a lot, and you've been dealing with a lot. So halfway in between, I think. That way you have build a little more confidence, get a little more information, but it's half the effort of the 10 casinos. And I think that's the priority here for you. Richard said, better to change denomination bet level if 3 blank credits awarded in a row. I do not know what you mean by blank credits. Richard has a lot of jargon that he uses that he's picked up in a lot of different places. And in the past, we've talked about, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? And you've asked a question where I don't understand the words. What amount is spent to reach top tier at some casinos? At the casino that I was at, to reach top tier, through going from having a couple of credits in 6 weeks to being top tier in 5 weeks, that's actually a pretty clear way to look at it. Because if you do it in a year, and many people just barely make a year and are able to do it before the year is up, there's a lot of double points awards and promotions and other things where you got tier advances because of some special offer. But how many special offers are there in 6 weeks? Yeah, I think there was like 1 or 2, or double your points day or something like that. But very minimal of that. And I found the points to get to top tier was $150,000, was 150,000 points at $5 a pop. So $750,000 spent. But I made more than that. There's different ways to count the money spent. You spend $100, make $100, spend $100, make $100, spend $100, make $100, and you're bankroll cycling all day long, and you can spend $40,000 in $100 increments and get it back if you're winning. And so that's the way. That's how you get to 150,000. Points, but that's how you get to $750,000 because you've done that, a lot of times, or something similar to it. And so I hope that helps the beginners and also those who get to, just getting into it. I don't know if you recognize how astounding it is that I got to top tier in 6 weeks. I didn't even know what it meant. I had Dustin was, next to me, who was helping out Bubba because he was the support guy to make sure Bubba had what he needed, a truck driver. And then Dustin and I were talking, and he said, you should go upgrade your card. And because beginner level card. And I looked at him and I was like, why? And it was the look of pity in his eyes where he said, just do it. So I did it. And that time it took me to the 3rd tier or something like that. And then I did it again in another couple of weeks. But on the last day of the year, and I said, well, I'm here for my 7 stars. I'm here for my 7 stars card. And they were like, well, we're going to have to check everything and it'll be a couple of days. And so I handed over my information and they're like, sir, it was so good for my ego to I'm a shy guy. I just work and I don't sometimes notice what changes I'm making to make everything better in the world for aviation and other stuff, because that's not part of it. I just work. That's what I do. And I try to do a good job. And, and so when they started offering me cars and other stuff, and I'm like, who are you? Is that real? What the heck? And, right alongside, this is not his real name, but Dirk saw that I had won a car. And he was like, I was going to come over and explain how you can take that back to the dealership. And, you just give me the keys and I will see you later. And I was just like, wow, Dirk. And no, red flag, red flag, red flag. I mean, seriously, your nickname is Dirk. That's like a dagger. And so, Decal, what does it mean when a casino offers a marker to a player? Is that a line of credit? Yes, that's a line of credit. Thanks. That was good. And I think we're good. Okay, so improve your slots performance in 30 days or less with my 30 days to play slots smarter and win. You also get 3 free valuable bonuses plus 1 month free membership to my Slots Enthusiast Growth Network. Many members are here now, and you'll get community support and accountability there, as you are getting during the live stream, only more so. Visit professorslots.com/30 days to learn more about the free bonuses, course content, and testimonials from participants. Okay, that's it. What a great live stream. You'll see me in my next live stream on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. In the meantime, watch this video on how to make the most of player clubs at your casino. Bye.